I guess I picked a heck of a time to start this video, didn't I? So as you can imagine, because everyone knew that the weather was going to be like this, you know, my mom and my grandma who's visiting, they went home, and my dad was at Killington helping my brother with some sort of athletic competition. I think it was a Tough Mudder he did. So I'm virtually on my own up here. And I'll probably be heading home soon. I'd rather get home before football starts, because football is starting. I mean, I have my jersey on, which means only one thing. I have some NFL picks to make. And you gotta do that right now. Seriously, it feels so great that I'm 1-0 going into this. It really does. So, I'm gonna be picking the Bills probably no matter what. However, the Bills aren't playing today. They already played. They got their win. So now 16 other teams, actually, yeah, they all have 16 other teams need to play, but 14 of them, I believe, are playing today. And I have all 14 picks right here. Before I get into that, though, let me get to my active Kaiser. I had a wonderful evening last night. It really was truly a wonderful, wonderful evening. You know, went to church, went to the Antique Inn, went to Seneca Farms. It was awesome. You know, I couldn't have traded that anywhere. And it was so great that my grandma, who's visiting, you know, for her penultimate night here, yeah, she lives all the way in Snohomish, Washington, by the way. So I hear it's actually a very beautiful area in Washington. But yeah, she's heading home tomorrow morning. So last night was her last night here, and there's actually, no kidding, the church I go to in Corning was actually going to have a picnic today, but obviously, if you can tell around me, it's not really going to be happening right now. So, as of right now, I'm probably just going to head home shortly after I record and upload this video. And my act of kindness was making sure that this place is clean before I leave, and it's pretty much ready to go. All I gotta do is just remember to grab a couple of things as I'm leaving. But at the very end of the day, it should be fine. So that said, good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. I couldn't really wave it. There we go. Okay, so I have 14 NFL picks to make. And there's actually a few games that have significant meaning outside of the fact that they're just, opponents. But I'll get to those as they come along. For now, let's see. The Eagles and the Lions. Call me crazy, but I'm going to be picking the Eagles for this. I know, I'm a Cowboys fan. I shouldn't be picking the Eagles, but yeah, I'm expecting the Lions to be a bit better, but not by much. Let's see. The 49ers and the Bears. I believe the Bears are starting at Trey Lance, whereas the 49ers are starting I forget who the other guy for. Basically, the two QBs that were drafted in last year's draft should be starting today. So I'm picking the 49ers just because they really were just one interception away from going to the Super Bowl last year. So I think they're going to have a good year this year. The Steelers and the Bengals, I'm picking the Bengals. That's an easy pick to make. Because, the Bengals were literally just, that close to winning the Super Bowl last year. They're going to be a contender this year. Don't get me wrong, I still have the Bills beating them eventually, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's see. The Patriots and the Dolphins. That's a rival game, to be sure. But for whatever reason, the Dolphins usually have their number, especially when the Patriots go down to Miami. But Mac Jones proved he was pretty good last year for the Patriots. So, I'm actually going to pick the Patriots to beat the Dolphins today. Let's see, the Browns and the Panthers. Ooh. Baker Mayfield against his old team. And I think he's going to exact his revenge. Same old Browns, am I right? So I'm picking the Panthers over the Browns. Let's see. The Colts versus the Texans. Matt Ryan starting for the Colts. And I think the Colts are going to be pretty good this year. In fact, I think I have the Colts winning that division. It's going to be between them and the Titans, of course. But with Matt Ryan being Matt Ryan, Because, I mean, he's won an MVP, and I don't want to get into what he did in the Super Bowl, but he's good. If anyone could take that next step, make Indianapolis and take that next step, it's going to be Matt Ryan. So I've got the Colts over the Texans. The Saints and the Falcons, well, without Matt Ryan, the Falcons really have no chance, and the Saints' defense is going to be really good this year. So, yeah, I'm picking the Saints over the Falcons. The Ravens and the Jets, oh, that's easy. I'm picking the Ravens. In fact, it's hard because easily the AFC North is going to be one of the hardest divisions to pin down who's going to, be that representative as one of the higher seeds in the playoffs. But you're definitely going to have a wild card from the AFC North in that mix. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Ravens this year. And I think the Steelers will probably do it too. But for now, I'm picking the Ravens to beat the Jets today. The Jaguars and the Commanders. Dougie Peterson against his old QB, Carson Wentz. Well, the Commanders are in my Cowboys division. I want the Cowboys to win my division. Any way helps. And I think coaching is going to outdo quarterback play. So you know what? I'm picking the Jaguars over the Commanders. Crazy, huh? Okay, the Packers and the Vikings. You know what? I think it's finally time Kirk Cousins really starts getting his due. I like Kirk Cousins. He's always been a real stand-up guy. He's a likable guy. And, there's a reason why he's lasted in the NFL for so long, because he really is a good QB. In fact, I want to go so far as say maybe he'll make Canton after he retires. However, I think the Vikings are due for a really good season this year. And it's going to start with them upsetting Green Bay. So I got the Vikings over the Packers. Not to mention, I think everyone's really sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers' nonsense. I know I am. Let's see. The Titans and the Giants. I'm picking the Titans. Derrick Henry's going to be back and better than ever. And, come on, the Giants QB is Daniel Jones. I don't even know. I don't even need to explain that part. Let's see. The Raiders and the Chargers. Ooh. See, this is actually going to be a big game because right before the playoffs started, one of the final teams needs to decide who the 7 teams from the AFC were going to be, was the game that ended in overtime in Las Vegas when the Raiders were playing the Chargers, and the Raiders just barely came out on top. We're basically going to be getting another rematch, and I think it's going to be the same result. I'm picking the Raiders over the Chargers. Besides, I've been waiting to do the autumn wind poem every time the Raiders win, so look forward to that, should the Raiders win, of course. The Chiefs and the Cardinals. Ooh. Kyler Murray versus Patrick Mahomes. I gave this a lot of thought because both Arizona and Kansas City lost several key pieces on both sides of the ball. I mean, Tyreek Hill went to Miami from the Chiefs, and Chandler Jones, who is easily the best defensive player the Cardinals had, is now playing for the Raiders. It's actually why I picked the Raiders to win earlier. So, at the very end of the day, it's going to come down to quarterback play. And I love me some Kyler Murray, but I got to go with my homie, Patrick Mahomes. So I'm picking the Chiefs over the Cardinals. And finally, oh gosh. Listen, I know I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. I love my Dallas Cowboys. I was a fan of Dak Prescott from the moment he stepped foot on the football field and became our starting QB after all the years of putting up with Tony Romo. And, the Cowboys listen, I know people say it's excruciating being an Eagles fan or a Browns fan. You don't know what it's like to be a Cowboys fan. Especially when you always, always, always believe in the hype surrounded by them. Seriously, ever since they went to the NFC Championship back in 1996, everyone keeps saying it's going to be the Cowboys' year. And yes, sometimes there are legitimate reasons why we don't. Injuries tend to prevail over us. But for the most part, it's just Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones. And considering that we made a lot of really bad decisions, Amari Cooper, anyone, over the offseason, I'm really not liking the Cowboys' chances of winning the Super Bowl this year. At all. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I can tell you, I do not like the Cowboys' chances of going to the Super Bowl. Winning the division? Yes. I do think we can win the division, which obviously is a key factor. But if we do win, I don't think we're going to be that high of a seed. In fact, the AFC East will probably continue to be the AFC least, as it's been called for the last couple of years. So I'm really not expecting much. But as a Cowboys fan, I do have just enough faith to say that I really do think that the Cowboys are going to win their division this year. With that being said, let me switch my hand real quick. My right arm is getting kind of tired. There we go. With that being said, they're playing Tom Brady and the Bucs. But here's the thing. Last year, I did pick the Bucs to win, but the Cowboys actually did a really good job. It's funny. Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tomlin, or Mike Tirico, that's who it is, Mike Tirico. They were saying that the last season opener last year ended with the winning team scoring 31 points. Only what happened this past Friday was a complete mismatch, whereas last year when it was Bucs and Cowboys, it was a nail-biter. And it took a game-winning drive by the GOAT, Tom Brady, to, win the day. With that said, I don't know if it'll be quite like that, but I do expect the results to be exactly the same in terms of who wins. So, as much as I really do love me some Dak Prescott, Trevon Diggs, Zeke Elliott, Micah Parsons, all those guys, not one of them is Tom Brady, the GOAT. He is the GOAT. I've said that many times. I will continue to say that even long after he retires, because he is the GOAT. So I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over my Dallas Cowboys. Any Cowboys fans out there want to show me some hate? Believe me, I deserve that, but you cannot argue with Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Yes, I watch Undisputed, and I can't say that as good as Skip Bayless does. I'll admit to that. But then again, I'm not Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is awesome. And here's the thing. Skip Bayless is also a fellow Cowboys fan. But even he has the Cowboys losing today. So that should tell you all I need to know. So with all that out of the way, those are my 14 picks. I've got the Eagles, the 49ers, the Bengals, the Patriots. Did I really screw it? Yeah, the Patriots. The Panthers, the Colts, the Saints, the Ravens, the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Titans, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Buccaneers. By the way, I'm going to show you a list so you guys can get a look at what I have. But I accidentally crossed off both the Patriots and the Dolphins. But trust me, I'm saying right now, I want the Patriots to win. So give you an opportunity to see if I can... Give you an opportunity to get a good look-see. Sorry if the paper's a little messed up, too, because, it's raining out here. Give you an opportunity to, pause it and write it down. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, my first set of NFL picks are right here. I'm going to make sure that I keep them with me throughout the course of the day to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And I'm probably going to head home from the lake shortly. Don't get me wrong, as much as I love being here, and sometimes alone time is nice, but I'd rather get home before football starts. Because, if there's one thing I definitely do love at this time of year, it's football. Honestly, as I get older and, the seasonal depression of summer almost being over starts looming in, you got to look for any bright spots, and more often than not, football has always been that bright spot, whether I even realized it or not. So, obviously, as the season goes on, I'm going to continue to make NFL picks, as I always do. And, although, I'm probably going to need to wash this jersey now, just simply because it's probably covered in rainwater now, so I'll be sure to wash this jersey. Don't worry. Especially when I have to make another NFL pick tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to be wearing this jersey 3 times a week. I miss doing that. I mean, yeah, it was better doing it on Sundays and everything, but yeah, this is nice. This is what I like to do. I'm honestly really glad I made the decision to start doing NFL picks on Sundays. And really any day that there's a football game. And you're probably wondering, why aren't you in college football? Well, there's like 60 plus college football games every week, and they're all like on different days of the week. I wouldn't even know where to start. Plus, I'd be wearing out this jersey a lot more than I probably already am. So, I'm probably going to, end the video off here before I potentially get sick from being in the rain. That actually reminds me, Chuck Conroy once said that he hated the phrase "catch a cold." Like, how do you catch a cold? Like, it's germs that invade your systems. It don't work that way. I'll tell you what does work, though, is this view. Seriously, like, it's so sad, too, because under normal circumstances, I actually really do like being in this weather. I like it when it's quiet up here and cloudy and rainy and, like, you know what? It's such a beautiful view behind me. Like, the sort of bitterness that you would get from the sort of bad weather sort of complements how beautiful the lake is, That's why it works up here. Now I'm going to go inside before I get sick. So I hope y'all liked this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Get ready to watch some football. And remember, if you guys want to talk, channel, I'm here to let you know. So back. Take care and make good choices. 6 or 7 all day, baby.